Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, my name is Dorothy and this is my lovely channel. If you like my content, kindly subscribe to my channel. Invite your friends and their friends and their friends to subscribe as well. Kindly like my videos, share and comment as much as you want. And if you're an OG, I'm so grateful to you for coming back here. I really appreciate your energy and your time, the effort that you take to always come back, to always watch my videos, to comment, like and share. In today's video, we're going to be talking about my journey to the UK so far. Today is exactly 2 good years since I moved to the UK and excited guys. What have I experienced so far? I just want to share my journey from beginning to where I am now. You guys know the continuation of my journey already, but I want to share from the beginning. To those who do not know, if you're not very close to me, you're not gonna know how my journey has been so far or how it even began. I'm gonna share all this today. I'm gonna spill all the tea, whatever happened from zero to where I am now. So don't go anywhere, just stay tuned. Grab your popcorn, grab your snacks, and let's have a chat, okay? Let's get into the video. Guys, if I'm gonna keep singing, we're not gonna make this video, okay? I am just so grateful to the Most High God for how far He has brought me in life. I couldn't have come this far without Him. And if you're a Christian, you know this. You can never get anywhere without God. I am just so grateful to Him. I really appreciate you, oh Lord. I'm so grateful for all that you have done for me. Thank you for not giving up on me, Lord. Thank you for not giving up on me, Lord. I am so grateful. Lord, I am so grateful. God bless God. Hello guys, so welcome back to the video. Yeah, this is my champagne. This is a celebration champagne to celebrate 2 good years in the UK. Alright, so guys, it's too early to drink, so this is just for aesthetic. I'm gonna put it there, but I might take a sip later on to commemorate this day. So, how did it begin? How did it begin? You guys remember from my introductory video where I introduced myself that I've always wanted to be a cabin crew. I mean, I wanted to be in the medical field, but right after school, after nursing school, for some reason I just had a switch. I just had a switch and a change of mind, and I was so strongly interested in being a cabin crew, and I went on and went on and went on, but I was still not getting in. So fast forward to 2022, early 2022, okay, when I was still waiting for my posting. I was talking to one of my friends, my very good friend, a very, very, very good friend of mine who was already in the UK, and my friend advised me. I mean, my friend, he always knew that he also knew that I wanted to be a cabin crew, and he's one of the people that supported me through my journey or through my time trying to become a cabin crew. And he was like, why don't you try the nursing route as well to the UK, because you've been trying this for quite some time and it's still not working. Plus, you don't have to put all your eggs in one basket. So guys, during that time, even before then, in 2021, ending of 2021, that is from October, November, December, I tried studying for IELTS, because before you try the nursing route to become a nurse in the UK, you have to not first, but you have to do your IELTS. It's one of the requirements from the Nursing and Midwifery Council of the UK. And I tried studying that IELTS in 2021, but guys, that exams is not for the weak. IELTS is not for the weak, especially when you are required to get higher band scores in the academic writing. It was, I mean, when I started, and then when I got to the reading session, it was so hard for me. I felt it was so hard because the minimum score that you're supposed to get to pass was, I think, was he 30 or 30 something? Guys, I don't really remember anymore. Yeah, that was the score that you had to get. And I kept getting 20, below 25, or the most I had was 25. So I was like, no, Charlie, this is not for me. I am not doing this. I'm gonna try very hard to become a cabin crew. Because when I become a cabin crew, I'm gonna travel the world, which is what I want to do. Plus, I get free accommodation, free electricity. I mean, who wouldn't want this? So I was like, no, I'm done with this nursing thing. That was in 2021. So when my friend, now fast forward to 2022 again, advised me to go ahead and try the nursing route as well, I asked him, are you going to help me? Are you going to be there throughout the process? And of course, he said yes. And he stuck to his word. He was there from beginning to the end. And shout out to Witty, my niece, who also gave me materials, Cambridge materials to study with. Because the only materials I had at that point was the British Council app, which only had 4 questions. I mean, four. I don't know if you understand, but 4 trial questions for each session. That is listening, writing, speaking, and what's the other one? Listening, writing, speaking. I don't know, 4 sessions. Listening, writing, speaking, and reading. Yeah, and reading. So yeah, he Riti gave me all those materials, and that is what I started. No, I actually started with the British Council materials. Then Riti also gave me a link to join a Telegram page where you could download the Cambridge materials to study with. And those things helped me so much, guys. Those Cambridge materials, they're simply the best. They are just the best. I also had some help from YouTube. I watched some YouTube videos for all the sessions, especially for the reading. Reading was the hardest amongst all of them, guys. That reading is no joke. I'm telling you, it is no joke. I tried and tried and tried. I mean, I think the pass mark was between 30, yeah, and above for academic. I mean, if you want to get the pass mark for the UK NMC, the pass mark was between 30 and guys, I kept getting 27, 27, 27. The highest I got around that time was 29, and that 29 was not even enough. I mean, obviously it wasn't enough because it wasn't the pass mark. If you get 29, you're gonna get like 6.5 or so. And then what I was after was a band 7. And when I mentioned band 7, it made me feel like I'm gonna be a band 7 soon. Yeah, so what I wanted was a band 7 in reading, and I mean in all of them. So I just kept trying and trying and trying. When we spoke about this thing, I think that was in January, February, or March, around that time. And my friend stuck to helping me, guys. He was there all throughout. These are the friends that I would regret losing because he was consistent all throughout that period till I arrived in the UK. He was there by me every step of that journey, and I'm so grateful to God for giving me such a friend. So fast forward, guys, I wrote my IELTS, and guess what? I passed with flying colors. With flying colors, like guys, the pass was so surprising to all of us. And you know what? When my results came out, I couldn't check my results. My nieces and my nephew had to check for me because they were visiting at that time. I think that was in June. So I wrote my test in June, 11th of June. I'll never forget that date. My results came out after 2 weeks, but I couldn't open the results, guys, because I was so scared. I mean, I knew I'd done well in the test and all that, throughout the speaking and all that, but I was still scared. So I gave my passwords and my email address to my nieces, and then they checked for me. So I told them to start mentioning mentioning the vans one after the other, and then they started. The moment I heard reading, is oh that gets reading. I think I had 8 in reading. I was like, I have passed, I have passed, I have passed. I was jumping and screaming in the room. And I popped champagne that day. I still have that
Here we
video on my phone. I'm gonna
go.
post that video. I'm gonna show it up here for you to see it. So I just we popped champagne that day, guys. That was a day for celebration. Everyone was happy in the house because my family knew I was doing this. I was going through this process, and they knew the first step was to write the IELTS exams. And I already told them it was so difficult. But guys, I passed my first test, and so now we move on to the next stage, which is getting my clearance form signed and all that. I wanted to pass my IELTS first before I go through the rest of the process. You can start either however you want, but I wanted to get the most difficult part out of the way, then I can continue, and that is what I did. So I got by then I'd already bought my clearance form from MOH. For those who don't know what a clearance form is, if you are a nurse in Ghana and you went to nursing training college instead of the university, because the government gives us some sort of allowance whilst we are in school, you have to clear yourself from the Ministry of Health when you want to leave the country, so they know that you don't owe the government anything. Luckily for me and my batch, we didn't take any allowance, and so we didn't owe the government anything. And so after passing my exams, I just went straight ahead to get my clearance form. It was I was supposed to go to my school and then my the places I have worked already for them to sign. So I went ahead, did that, and guys, I had a struggle with one of the hospitals trying to sign me off, and that is a story for another day. So, but I eventually signed it all, and then I moved on. I sent the clearance form. I mean, MOH already sent it themselves to National Midwifery Council office for me, which is the Ghana NMC. And by then, I already started my registration with the UK NMC, and so what they were waiting for was clearance from my National Midwifery Council in Ghana to ascertain that I'm indeed a nurse in Ghana and I'm registered under their board. So that went on as well, and then I think after 2 months? After 2 months, I got a clearance. I got a go ahead from NMC UK to register for my CBT. That is the computer based test, and then write it as well. So I did that as well. I used just 2 weeks to study for my CBT exam because CBT is not very difficult. Okay, there are past questions available online, social media, and there are also questions on the CBT NMC website where you can get some questions for your the calculations and then the theory. So I solved all those questions on their website, and I knew I was ready. So I didn't go just because I had so much faith, so blind faith in myself. I actually had faith in myself because I knew that I'd studied, I'd done my homework, so I was going to pass. I went there, did my exams, and of course, guys, that calls for another drink. So I passed my CBT. So now onto the hardest part of this whole process, which was job searching. Guys, nobody told me, nobody told me that searching for jobs in the UK from back home was so difficult, especially because Ghana was part of the red list countries, which means our government has put us on there that we lack staff, we lack medical staff, and so international recruitment cannot pull nurses or medical staff from Ghana. I passed my CBT and then I started searching for jobs. Guys, it was not easy. It was not. I never expected to come to Scotland. Okay, I never expected. My focus was always on England because I had most of my friends there, and I felt that would be much more easier. That would make the whole move so easier on me because I had never relocated like so far away before. So I was a bit scared and skeptical about this whole thing, but I knew that I wanted to travel, so I kept on, kept on, kept on. Fast forward to ending of 2022, I had still not gotten a job, and just about 1 or 2 interviews where they not really suffice because it was like care home, and then later they they got back to me with, not because I didn't pass the interviews, but because they had issues with their license and all. So yeah, that is how I joined Alpha R. From December 2022, I went back to church because during those times I was so broken. I was going through some issues and I stopped church completely. But I went back to church. I joined Alpha R. I kept praying seriously on the altar. I used all my documents, all my CBT tests, my passport, everything I had. I used it as a point of contact. And oh, how I wish I'd taken that envelope. How I wish I'd taken that envelope. To a point, the envelope, my brown envelope, just got tattered, completely tattered. Like, I kept writing things that I wanted. I wrote dates that I wanted to arrive in the UK and all that, but all of them never worked, guys. But I still never gave up. Right until February, I was just there one day pressing my phone, pressing my phone, pressing my phone. Before that, in January, I had applied to one job vacancy that is with Wolverhampton, and they had two vacancies. So I applied for both vacancies, although they said if you have already applied for one, not apply for one. I still applied for both, and I got an interview invite. I did those interview. I was so hopeful for the best. I was so hopeful for the best with that interview. And so whilst I was waiting for them, one day in February, I was just on my phone, scrolling through my phone. I was always with my phone at that time because, and anytime I get an email, I don't even play. We're not playing here, guys. The moment I get an email, I'm on there to go and see what it is. So I was just scrolling on my phone, and then I received an email. I was like, huh? What is this email? I clicked on it, and then I saw. Then I already applied for my now job. I applied for it. The deadline was in December, and I saw that they were calling people for interviews in December, and I had not received an interview from them. So I thought I didn't get a job. I honestly thought I wasn't going to be invited. But that February, I received an email from them, and they were like, girl, we saw your application and we love you. We are so interested in interviewing you, getting to meet you and knowing what you're all about. And I was quite skeptical because I was so into that other job that I applied for, that I did an interview for. I thought, oh no, do I really have to do this one? But I was like, so much meat is not gonna spoil the soup. You know, if you're a Ghanaian, you know that proverb. So I still went on, clicked on the link, did my survey, chose an interview date for the 20th of February. I'll never forget that day. For the 20th of February. That was when I had my interview with my now NHS, my now employer. So before the interview, luckily for me, others had already done that interview, and so there were questions circulating around. I did my research, I gathered all those questions, studied and studied, prepared right answers for all these questions. The interview day came, the day came, I had this ring light tripod, so that is what I always used to use for my interviews. So I set it up, put my phone in there, you know, the ring thing, and then I plugged it in, and I was using an iPhone 10 that time. That phone was a disgrace. Why I'm saying that is, during my interview, the phone overheated and went off on its own for three consecutive times, guys. And the first time the phone went off, I contemplated not joining again, but I was like, they seem to be liking the way I was answering my questions, so I'm gonna turn it on and continue. Do you know how I turn back on my phone? I had this small fan in my room that I use, this small standing fan. I turned it on and made the air, you know, fan this part of my phone. This part. I directed it to the fan for it to fan it and then like cool it down. Then I turned it on again. The moment I clicked on my interview link, God bless the recruiters and the interviewers so much. They were kind enough to allow me back on to the call, to the interview. I think we used Microsoft. What's the name? What's the name of that thing? I've forgotten when I remember here. Microsoft something, that's what we used for my interview. And that thing used to cause my phone to overheat and then go off. So that is what happened. I turned it back on. They kindly allowed me back on. And then the second time it went off again. I turned it back on, like through the same process times three. And then the last one they were like, well, hopefully we are almost done, so don't worry, we're gonna, yeah. If you know what I mean, guys. Yeah, so that is what happened. But I was so eloquent, I was so confident throughout through that interview. How I wish I took a picture of myself that day. I had this pink braids, black and pink braids on, like very long, and I tied it into it. But I know the way nurses in Ghana tie their hair, because we are not allowed to wear our hair long. Yeah, that is what I did. I mean, that is how I did my interview. I finally finished, and I thanked the recruiters. They also thanked me for coming for the interview, and then that was it. That was it. So I didn't even ask them when I'm gonna hear back from them. I was just so happy and excited. Plus, I was going somewhere, so I was also quite. I was also sort of happy that it had ended. I think the whole interview lasted for about 30 minutes. Yeah, we finally finished, and yeah, I went on about my business like nothing had happened. And then just one Tuesday afternoon, I was in town. I used to go to the bank a lot because we were building in our house. We were building another house in our compound, so I used to go to the bank to withdraw money for the project and all that. So I was in the bank that day, and then I saw on my phone, we created a page for all those who had interviewed for the NHS. So we created a page, and most of them were like, I've received my test, I've received my test. Before that, they sent an email telling us that we should be patient with them, and that they're gonna release the results of the interview soon enough. So I'd already read that email. So I heard people saying that, oh girl, they've sent me how do you call it? They've sent me an offer, an unconditional offer. Everybody was so happy. Like, and guys, I had not received anything. I had not received anything. I was so scared. I was like, no, did I fail the interview? They did not call me. They did not. Ah. So in my sadness, I just went home that evening. I was lying in my mattress, like just flipping through my phone, and one Nigerian guy also called me. He's also he has also applied for the Wolverhampton thing that I was talking about. We had all applied, and those people too were not releasing the interview results. So he called me, we were lamenting about it, and he was like, he keeps checking his mail. The moment he mentioned mail, something struck my mind. Like, on my iPhone, I always use Gmail. I've never really used the iPhone mail. So the moment he mentioned mail, something struck in my head. I was like, I need to go check this mail thing. What if some of my emails have come and they are there? And then I clicked on it. But guys, I always used to check my junk mail as well on my Gmail. But since that afternoon, I didn't check again. So I think I was just waiting to receive an email, because I expected it to come really via like my primary emails and then not through my junk. So when I opened that email, when I opened the actual Mac iPhone email, I saw one junk mail. I was like, I already checked my junk and there was nothing there. So why is there one email in my junk? And then I clicked on it and I saw NHS I was like, I thought I already checked this email that they sent. That was like about they going to release the interview results soon. I was like, anyway, I promise you guys, I almost deleted that mail. I almost deleted my life. Oh God, thank God for His mercies. So I was like, okay, let me just click on it and see. And then I clicked on it and I was like, no, in fact, I'm gonna read it to you. It's not fun if I just say it. I'm gonna read it out. It's not fun if I say it. I'm gonna read it out to you guys. I think it's part of my start. emails. Okay, here it is. Oh, where is it, guys? Okay, all right, this is it. Thank you very dear Dorothy. International Nursing Recruitment Program, conditional offer of employment. Okay, thank you very much for attending your recent interview for our International Nursing Recruitment Program. The panel very much enjoyed meeting you and hearing more about your nursing experience. We are delighted to advise that you have been successful at the interview. Congratulations. Another drink, guys. Okay. On that basis, we would like to make you a conditional offer of employment subject to pre-employment checks. Please find enclosed. Da, 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 da. That was it, guys. The moment I saw this, I silently screamed in my room. And then, of course, trust me to go out to the living room to my mom and my auntie and then start dancing. I was like, get up and dance, guys, because there is good news. I told them, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up and dance because there is good news. I've gotten a job, I've gotten a job. And they used to always come to me, what's happening with my process? You know, I didn't really want to like stress them and tell them about the disappointment and all that. So I kept everything to myself throughout that time. When I finally got a job, I told them, I was like, guys, get up and let's dance together because God has done it. God has done it too. God has done it too. And both my mom and my auntie had already made pledges to God. So they were like, oh, thank you, God. They are going to pay their pledges later on and all that. That is what happened, guys. So, time really flies by. Time flies so by quickly. Like, it's already been 2 years. So yeah, I got my offer. That is how I got my offer. And then I immediately replied them the next day, I believe, because you had 10 days to accept the offer or reject it. So I immediately replied and accepted the offer. And yeah, that is how I got my job, guys. The video is getting too long, so I'm gonna pause here and do a part 2 so we can continue from there. The part 2 is mostly gonna be about my visa processing, my flight to the UK, how I book my flights, all that. I'm gonna do a part 2 and explain all that. So guys, thank you so much for watching the part 1 of my journey to the UK for 2 years, and I hope you liked and enjoyed it. Don't go anywhere. Part 2 is gonna be uploaded very soon, so watch out for part 2. Thank you guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a nice day. Say what you